Hello everyone, welcome back.
So this will be our first section,
Yes.
introducing the beautiful east coast of Taiwan to you.
Have you ever been to the east coast of Taiwan, Jeannie?
Yeah, I have been to many places. So in the first section, we're going to introduce Yilan to you.
Sure, Yilan. I've been there with my families and friends for about maybe 3 times, but it's been a while. So I had a very nice impressions about Yilan. They have lots of bed and breakfast available over there, and every bed and breakfast they all have their unique features. So I had a very positive experience staying in their bed and breakfast. How about you?
So I think now Yilan has become more like the garden for most people from Taipei and New Taipei City.
Exactly, yes.
So it takes about a 40-minute drive.
If there's no traffic.
Yeah, from Taipei to Yilan.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's why some people would drive to Yilan to get some fresh seafood from Yilan. That those fishers just get offshore in the morning.
Yeah, you get to taste the very delicious seafoods in Yilan.
So what did you do with your family when you visit Yilan then?
I remember that we went to a castle, which is built by one of the biggest coffee companies in Taiwan, called Brown.
Okay.
And when you are, when I was walking in the castle, I feel like I'm a princess. Then it's a pretty nice building, and you can just sit and relax, have a cup of coffee, and have a little nice chat with your friends. So,
and I think very special for that companies is that they chose that location because Yilan is also famous for its springs. So they use the clear water to produce different kind of drinks.
yes.
So Riva, why don't you introduce to our viewers another special thing produced by this company?
This company, they are famous for their coffee, but they also have other kinds of drinks like milk tea, black teas, and I believe they also have green teas available. Is there any other kind of drinks that they're...
I'm not talking about soft drink.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about something about alcohol? Yes, they in Yilan there is a kind of wine which is world famous. It's called, what's the name of the...
We call that Kavalan.
Kavlan, yes. I think they won some kind of whiskey competitions. So in the airports, you often will see that.
Yeah, that company's products. Some of them will purchase them as souvenirs and take them back to their countries. So you can visit the castle that's built by Brown Company, and you can also visit whether we call that winery or distillery, as it's also by this company. So they produce soft drinks and also wine. So what other places would you like to recommend to our viewers?
You know, during night hours, if you have no other places to go, Lodong Night Market is a must-see, is a must-go place. No matter what time of the years do you visit Yilan, it's always crowded in the Lodong Night markets, and you get to try all different kinds of Taiwanese cuisines. You get to try stinky tofu. You get to try fried chickens or oyster omelets. All different kinds of Taiwanese cuisines you will be able to find in that nice little night market.
So I think the other interesting Taiwanese dessert also were born in Luodong Night Market. That's a red bean boba. So that within a boba, you also get a red bean. So that's a special dessert that's offered at the Rodong night market. And also, I think there's two bakeries really famous in Rodong.
Really?
Yeah, so people will get some kinds of like roll cakes. So they get custard within the roll cake. So people would like to go to that two bakeries and get something when they visit Rodong.
Right. And speaking of dessert, there's a famous dessert called ox-tongue biscuit. And a lot of foreigners, when they heard the name ox-tongue, and they would feel reluctant to give it a try. So why do we call them ox-tongue biscuit?
I think it's because its shape. So they want to make it really thin layer, and so they strengthen or lengthen the biscuit and make it looks like an ox tongue. So it sounds a little bit scary, but
It's just a normal kind of biscuit.
yeah.
And one time my friend asked me, so if you're eating that ox-tongue biscuit, do you feel like having French kiss with ox?
Maybe not, but I would suggest you get really fresh ones that's really crispy and tasty.
And it comes with so many different flavors.
So if you are into dessert, you can also try different kind of preserved fruit in Yilan, because that's another souvenir famous there. And also you can go to different kind of natural sceneries in Yilan. So I think there is a forestry cultural park in Yilan, because you can visit the national forest in Yilan. Like you can go to Mingchi or Qilan Resort in the mountain area.
Yes, it's a very nice spot, especially during summertime, because it's cool over there, even during August or July timings. So summertime, normally it's you will see a lot of tourists visit those places.
And there are also other things we'll do when we go to Yilan.
Yes, they have so many different neat attractions, but there is they have hot spring. They also have cold springs, and cold spring is quite special because you won't be able to find cold spring in other places in Taiwan.
So that famous cold spring is in Suao, one part of Yilan. And also Yilan, also you can go to some seaports. As I say, we can get fresh seafood, and also they're famous for their fish boats. So I think if you go to the very south parts of Yilan, called Nanfang Ao, you can get a really delicious fish boats there. So that's a place to stop before we continue heading south to Hualien.
Right, so on your way to Hualien, be sure that you stop by Nanfang Ao.
So if you are not interested in natural scenery, you can go to some parks or museums in Yilan. So in our test, the writer suggests us that we can go to the Lanyang Museum, which introduced the I would say geographic condition of Yilan and the previous settlers in Yilan.
Right,
And we,
if you don't have, even though if you don't have time to go inside the museum to visit, from the outlook of the museum, it's a spectacular architecture. It's a very special buildings. So a lot of people would just hop off the car and take a pictures and then move on with their trip, if you really have some limited times during your trip.
So there's also a national center for folk door or traditional art in Yilan. So if you have time, you can take your friends to see some famous traditional art in Taiwan there as well.
So sounds like you get delicious foods to eat, and you have some natural spots that you can visit, and also you have some cultural museums that you can visit. So lots of things that you can do over there. So at the end, we have two questions for you. So question number 1, what kind of natural resource, what kind of natural attractions that you can only find in Yilan during our conversation?
So the second question that we refer as a museum, it's famous because its architecture, the shape is unique. Which museum that we introduced has this particular feature? Okay,
So think about it.
think about it.
Well, see you next time. Bye-bye.